All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about one of the biggest hurdles any startup has to clear: efficiency. Look, it's not about working harder, right? It's about working smarter. So, what if there was a system, a loop, that could make every single dollar and every decision you make count? Let's break that down.
There's this huge myth out there that startups tank because they just run out of great ideas. I mean, we see it all the time. Brilliant concepts, founders were totally passionate, but the data? It tells a completely different story. The real killer isn't a dry well of creativity. Nah, it's something way more basic and honestly, way more preventable.
And there it is. That's the punchline. They fail because they run out of money, time, and energy by pouring it all into the wrong things. This is the silent killer that can sink even the most brilliant ventures. We're talking about spending cash on marketing channels that go nowhere, building product features that nobody asked for, or trying to scale way too soon.
I like to call this the startup death trap. It's this vicious cycle of just guessing, spending, and then crossing your fingers and hoping it all works out. Without a clear system to guide you, it is so easy to fall into this trap, just burning through cash and time with almost nothing to show for it.
Okay, but what if you could break out of that cycle? This is where your secret weapons come into play: business intelligence, or BI, and artificial intelligence, AI. And listen, these are not just buzzwords, I promise you. They are the absolute foundation for building a company that is truly efficient and driven by data, not guesswork.
So how do these two actually fit together? Well, think about it like this. BI gives you the what. It's your dashboard, your command center. It shines a spotlight on everything, showing you exactly where your money is going and which channels are actually bringing in customers. But knowing the problem is only half the battle. That's where AI steps in. AI gives you the now what. It takes all those insights from BI and uses them to predict what's going to happen next, to automate tedious tasks, and to tweak your decisions on the fly. So simply put, BI gives you the map and AI steers the ship. And when you get these two forces working together, you create something incredibly powerful. You create what we're calling the smart loop. And this isn't some one-and-done fix. It's a living, breathing, constantly improving system for running your entire business.
Okay, so let's walk through how this loop actually works, step by step. First, everything, and I mean everything, starts with data. You collect it all: user clicks, sales numbers, financial metrics, you name it. Then, your BI tools chew on that raw data to generate an insight, a clear answer to a question. From there, AI takes that insight and makes a prediction. This prediction then triggers an action, like automatically shifting your ad budget to a better performing campaign. And finally, this is the magic part, the results of that action create new data, which feeds right back into the start of the loop for optimization. It's this powerful, continuous cycle of learning and getting better every single time.
So you're probably thinking, okay, that sounds cool, but what's the real payoff? Why should I go through all the trouble? Well, the results hit on the biggest pain points that every single growing company faces. First off, you're going to slash your operational costs. The loop is amazing at finding those repetitive, soul-crushing tasks and just automating them. This frees up your team to focus on the big picture, on creative work, instead of being buried in spreadsheets. That saves you time and it saves you money. Second, your marketing spend gets a whole lot smarter. Instead of throwing money at different channels and just hoping something sticks, the loop tells you what's working. It can literally move your budget from an ad that's bombing to one that's converting, all in real time. It makes sure every single dollar is working as hard as it possibly can.
Third, this whole thing totally changes how you build your product. You're no longer developing features based on a gut feeling or what you think users want. Instead, you're making decisions based on how people are actually using your product. This leads to way less wasted engineering time and a product people genuinely love.
And finally, you get this incredible ability to forecast your finances with way more accuracy. When you understand your business this deeply, you can predict your revenue, your costs, your cash flow so much more reliably. And for long-term planning and just, stability, that is absolutely crucial.
Now, all of this probably sounds amazing, and it is, but let's have a quick reality check here, because setting up a system like this isn't quite as simple as just flipping a switch. It is so important to understand that BI and AI are tools. They are not magic wands. Think of them as amplifiers. They will amplify good data and smart processes, for sure. But guess what? They will also amplify bad data and flawed thinking just as easily.
So, here is the bottom line. This entire smart loop lives or dies on two things. First, clean data. If you feed the system garbage, you will get garbage insights back. It's the classic garbage in, garbage out. It's that simple.
And second, proper implementation. You have to set up the tools and processes the right way. Because if you get this wrong, it's not that the system just doesn't work, it's that the system will actively lie to you. It'll lead you to make really confident, but completely wrong decisions.
So when you get right down to it, adopting the smart loop isn't really about the technology. It's about adopting a whole new mindset, a new way of thinking about how you run your business.
And that is the core idea I want you to walk away with. The goal here isn't just to pinch pennies and spend less. It's to spend smarter. It's all about intelligent allocation, making sure that every bit of time, energy, and money you deploy is used in the most effective way possible to fuel your growth. That is what separates the companies that make it from the ones that don't.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Take a look at your own company, your own processes. Do you even have a loop? And if you do, how smart is it? Thanks for tuning in.